Hi everyone, here's a new G-Stomper user video. In today's video we'll explain how to use the pattern set and song arranger module. Let's get started. From any screen, use the view menu to navigate the pattern set. A pattern set is a set of up to 64 patterns. Optionally, it can also contain a song arrangement. It can be seen as a full G-Stomper Studio project. Pattern sets are saved in self-contained files, so there's no need to save the contained pattern separately. The particular patterns in a pattern set can be completely different. They can vary in tempo, length, time signature, sound. Actually, in any way a pattern can be customized. Each pattern in a pattern set is stored in one of the 64 pattern slots, which are organized in 4 blanks, 16, A, B, C and D. To switch between the different patterns, simply click on one of the pattern slots. This action is called a pattern change. If you do pattern changes while the sequencer is running, then the change will actually be scheduled to the end of the currently running pattern. We'll explain this operation in more detail later. Load pattern sets. Open the main menu on every screen. To load a pattern set, select the Load tab and then choose Pattern Set. Save pattern sets. Open the main menu on every screen. To save a pattern set, select the Save tab and then choose Pattern Set. Clear pattern sets. Open the main menu on every screen. To clear a pattern set, select the Clear tab and then choose Pattern Set. Alternatively, you can also clear the song data only and keep the patterns. A pattern set can contain a maximum of 64 patterns, 4 banks of 16, which can be switched by tapping one of the 16 pattern slot buttons. To switch between the banks, click on A, B, C or D. An important point: as a matter of course, there's no need to save the pattern separately. A pattern set is saved as a self-contained file which includes its patterns. The highlighted or selected pattern slot tells you which pattern is currently active, and played if the sequencer is running. This is the pattern you edit on all other screens. Information on a pattern slot. Each pattern slot provides various details about the contained pattern to give you a quick overview. The upper left corner shows the pattern slot number. The upper right corner shows the number of drum sampler tracks and VA-Beast synthesizer tracks that contain an audible sequence, triggers or notes, and are not muted. If the pattern slot contains an empty or silent pattern or tracks muted, then the indicator does not show up at all. The lower left corner shows the length of the pattern in bars. The lower right-hand corner shows the tempo of the pattern in BPM. The selective active pattern slot. As you've already mentioned, the highlighted or selected pattern slot tells you which pattern is currently active, and played if the sequencer is running. This is the pattern you edit on all other screens. While a pattern is running, its pattern slot provides some additional information. A progress bar shows the current pattern overall playback position. The lower left-hand corner shows the length of the pattern in bars plus the bar number that it's currently playing. The pattern slot menu provides all operations for a particular pattern slot. Long press a pattern slot to open the pattern slot menu. In the first tab, we have all the operations necessary to execute a pattern change. These operations will be executed instantly if the sequencer is stopped. Or if the sequencer is running, then the change will be executed while playback of the pattern being played is complete. In this tab, we also find an option which allows us to set the name of the pattern in the slot. In the Load tab, we will find options that will allow us to load selected patterns and sound sets. In the Save tab, you will find the necessary options to save the pattern or use a sound set of the pattern slot. In the Copy tab, we will find several options that will allow us to copy and even exchange different options and settings. Among the available options, we can copy the contents of a slot to a particular pattern, to all patterns in the current pattern set, to a subset of patterns in the current pattern set, or to a complete pattern bank A, B, C and D. Among the settings we can copy our complete sections, or selective content of FX, master sum effects, or timing and measure. In the Clear tab you will find options to delete the entire pattern or selective content, as well as the possibility to delete all sequence data of the pattern in the slot, main sequence and parameter automations. But keep the sound presets, samples including settings, synthesizer presets. The pattern set live arranger is used to switch between the different patterns while the sequencer is running. A switch from one pattern to another is called a pattern change. A pattern change occurs when you tap one of the pattern slots, load a pattern or a pattern set from your storage, copy a pattern from one pattern slot to another, swap a pattern slot with another one, manually change the song playback position in song mode. Every pattern change will always be beat safe, which means you'll never run into abrupt beat changes. An important point: when you're using patterns in different tempo settings, but you want them to all run in the current session tempo, long press the play button to enable the tempo lock. The tempo lock locks the current tempo as long as the sequencer is running, independent of what tempo is set in the different patterns. Beat safe pattern changes. What are beat safe pattern changes? If you do pattern changes with a single short click on a slot while the sequencer is running, then the change will actually be scheduled to the end of the currently running pattern. In this case, the newly selected slot is in a pre-selected state and has a yellow border. It keeps this state until the currently running pattern reaches its end. Once the currently playing pattern has run through, the new, pre-selected one gets selected and started. Pattern changes of any kind are always beat safe. This includes when loading patterns or pattern sets. Advanced pattern changes. In addition to the normal single-click pattern changes, there are two advanced pattern change types, which can be activated with multiple consecutive clicks on the same destination slot. First click on the destination slot, the yellow border. The current pattern continues until its end and then changes to the beginning of the destination pattern. Alternatively, you can initiate this pattern change using the pattern slot menu. Second click on the destination slot with the blue border. The current pattern continues until the end of the current bar position and then changes to the beginning of the destination pattern. Alternatively, you can initiate this pattern change using the pattern slot menu. Third click on the destination slot with the green border. The current pattern continues until the end of the current bar position and then changes to the destination pattern while keeping the position instead of setting it to the start. E.g., you have a set of two 4-bar patterns. Start on one slot and then click 3 times on the second slot while the first bar is running, so that it gets a green border. At the end of bar 1 it changes to slot 2 and continues on bar 2. Alternatively, you can initiate this pattern change using the pattern slot menu. As a matter of course, the advanced pattern change types can be used in song arrangements. Pattern change chain mode. The pattern change chain mode allows you to chain multiple pattern changes in a row. In other words, you can pre-select an unlimited amount of upcoming pattern changes, and they will be executed in the exact order and type that you have defined. With the chain mode enabled, simply tap the slots in the order and the pattern change type you want them to be executed. That way you can enter a quick sequence in a live situation, which gives you time to tweak parameters on other screens while the pre-selected pattern slots, that is the changes, get executed. As a matter of course, you can use the pattern change chain mode while recording a song arrangement. Quick Pattern Set Navigator. The Quick Pattern Set Navigator is a quick access to all the basic pattern set operations, including the long press menu. Furthermore, it allows you to switch between different patterns within a pattern set without navigating to the pattern set view. It is attached to a secondary, long press action to the pattern menu button on every screen, except on the pattern set screen itself. The quick pattern set navigator, as well as the pattern set, are options that are only available exclusively in G-Stomper Studio. These are the operations we can perform. Long click the pattern menu, opens the quick pattern set navigator. Short click the bank slots to switch between the patterns. Long click the pattern slots to show up the pattern slot menu. The pattern lock mode is used to prevent patterns in the pattern set from being permanently changed during live sessions. In live situations, it's often the case you want to make real-time changes to particular patterns. By default, without pattern lock, all these changes are directly applied to the actual pattern in the pattern set. This is surely the appropriate behaviour when you build or edit patterns, but in a live situation you probably just want to tweak the sounds without permanently changing the actual patterns. Pattern lock covers exactly this situation. If lock is enabled, you can make changes to the currently running pattern without affecting the actual pattern in the underlying pattern set. As soon as you select a different pattern slot, or if you switch off the lock, all changes you made will be discarded. This is very useful if you want to jam live across multiple patterns, but you want to keep the underlying pattern set intact. It is important to note if you come to a situation where you want to keep a changed pattern while lock is enabled, just save it to a new pattern. Main menu, Save, Pattern. This applies to sound sets and VA-Beast presets. Please also note that the lock will automatically deactivate if you load, import, copy, swap or clear patterns. If you copy, swap or clear pattern contents, if you load, import or clear a pattern set, or if you export a song or multiple patterns as audio or MIDI. The song mode is used to create song arrangements, which are basically an automated sequence of pattern changes. The song data is saved together with the pattern set. You can chain up to 999 pattern changes to a song. There are two main ways to create a song arrangement. Record your pattern changes during playback. Record your live session as a song. Create or edit your song step by step in the use of the song edit mode. Of course, you can switch between song recording and song edit mode at any time you want. Song position controls. The song position controls are used to navigate forward and backwards within a song arrangement. Use the up-down arrows to change the song playback position. The display between the up-down arrows shows the current song playback position and the song length. Song playback position, song length. You can change the playback position at any time on stopped or running sequencers. Song live recording. Enable the song mode and press record and play to start recording. Now while the sequencer is running and recording, tap the slots in the way you want the patterns to be changed. Every executed pattern change is recorded to the song arrangement. In other words, every pattern change creates an item in the song arrangement. A song arrangement item is also created if you don't change the pattern while recording, when you leave the slots as they are, then when the current pattern reaches its end and starts over again. As a matter of course, you can use the pattern change chain mode, as well as the advanced pattern changes for recording a song arrangement. It should be borne in mind that to record pattern changes, the song edit mode must be disabled, which is the default. Later on, we'll see more in depth how the song edit mode works. Song playback. Once you have recorded or loaded a song, a pattern set that contains song data, simply enable the song mode and press play. During song playback, you will always see where you are, which pattern is currently playing, and where you go next, which pattern change is pending. The pending change is indicated with a yellow, blue or green border, depending on the pattern change type. If you use manual pattern changes in song mode while a song is playing, but not recording, then the song stays at the current playback position, and the playback turns live, as long as you use manual pattern changes. The song continues automatically when you stop doing pattern changes. In other words, you have a predefined song structure, and you can use live pattern changes in any position you like within that structure. If you want to record these live interactions, just hit the record button and the recorded pattern changes will be inserted at the current song position. It should be borne in mind that while playing a song, you can leave the song mode at any time you want. Simply press the song mode button to switch to live mode. If you enable the song mode again, then the song continues automatically at its previous playback position. Song Edit Mode. The Song Edit mode is used to create and edit a song arrangement step by step instead of recording it live. Use the up-down arrows to change the song edit position. The display between the up-down arrows shows the current song edit position and the song length. Song edit position, song length. When you tap through the song using the up-down arrows, you will always see what pattern change will be done at the particular positions, actually where it will go, and what type of pattern change is applied. To change a particular position, simply navigate to it and then press one of the pattern slots to change the song item. An important point. By default, the song playback position and edit position are independent from each other. In other words, you can edit the song at one position and let it play back to the other position. If you want to link the playback and edit position, long press the Song Edit button to enable the link mode. If turned on, then the edit position follows the playback position and vice versa. Song Edit menu. The Song Edit menu is used to insert or remove song steps, pattern change elements, at a particular edit position. In this menu we can find the following options. Insert step at current position. Inserts a song step, pattern change element at the current edit position. Insert step after current position. Inserts a song step, pattern change element right after the current edit position. Remove step at current position. Removes the song step, pattern change element at the current edit position. We hope this video has been entertaining and useful to you. Thanks for following us and see you in the next video.